The Jordan 8 has really been growing on me. I don't know what it is, but these past few years, I look at an 8 and I go, that's a nice looking shoe. And in 2003, Jordan Brand put out a non-OG Jordan 8 colorway that is just one of the best colorways ever. And in 2015, they brought it back. I missed out again. But now, after 11 years later, I finally got my hands on them. Air Jordan 8 Chrome. Now the shoe is dropping on September 12th for $215. I can't remember when the Jordan 8 went up to $215. Maybe it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, but still a very high price for a very special release. It sucks, but it is what it is. Of course, not an OG colorway, but one of the best non-OG colorways ever. First impressions of the shoe, love it. I am a black sneaker lover, so this very sleek type of colorway on a Jordan 8 I think looks really good. Now, even though it is not 100% black, I think some of these chrome silver parts really make the shoe pop a little bit. So I do really love the overall aesthetic of the shoe. And in terms of the box, you do get a Michael Jordan face box. And actually in 2003, it also came with Michael Jordan face box. So they have been bringing back this box this year. What it does miss though is the 2003 card that was included in that box. And in terms of the materials, it is completely nubuck. There is that layer of synthetic nubuck over it. So back in the day, Jordan Brand would use Durabuck, which is a form of synthetic nubuck. The company that made that, they stopped producing it because of environmental concerns, but Jordan Brand will still use synthetic nubuck on some Jordan Brand shoes. And like a lot of black nubuck shoes, it can get super dirty, like very obviously dirty when you wear it. You can already see some of like the dirt that's just very stubborn on black nubuck. And now moving up the tongue, of course, the most distinct thing about the 8s, it is that cross strap. So you see that 23 font and very retro 90s font. It is actually like stitched onto the strap, not like printed or anything. Leading up to this chenille Jumpman branding on the tongue itself. And the strap there, these chrome parts look aesthetically very appealing. It is not like actual metal or anything, it is just plastic, so it feels kind of cheap to the touch with Air Jordan branding to finish off that strap. Now the strap itself can be kind of annoying because when you're tying your laces, it can kind of get caught and you just have to be cautious of not like putting the laces where the strap is and like just sticking to the Velcro itself. So just keep that in mind. But speaking of laces, this shoe just comes with black laces out of the box. I think that probably just makes the most sense. Black on black, or majority black, just makes it a very nighttime kind of sleek looking shoe. Black laces is the one that I would go with, even if they did become very generous and give us extra laces. Now you see the tongue here is actually connected to this inner booty. I will have more to say on sizing and comfort later, but that little booty feels nice, like wrapped around your feet. It gives it some extra kind of padding on the shoe itself. And it does also have a pull tab at the back with not much going on the booty of a Jordan 8. There's no like Nike Air, Jordan branding there or anything, just a Velcro from the straps. And the Jordan 8 does come with a polyurethane midsole with a Nike Air unit both on the heel as well as the forefoot. Another very nice thing about the Jordan 8, it is that brushstroke pattern that you see near the midsole itself that gives it some extra support there, but it also makes it a very unique type of aesthetic. I love how this looks, especially in certain colorways. It just really completes the shoe. And the midsole here, that is the biggest difference to the 2003 version. You will see this year it is much more like silver metallic versus the color that's on the 2003 original version of this shoe. And on the outsole itself, you'll see that honeycomb pattern with more brushstroke as well as that silver Jumpman right at the top. And in terms of the insoles, Jumpman branding, it is not dream cell, it is not polyurethane. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. For Jordan 8s, I just stick true to size. You could actually go up half a size if you really wanted to, if you have wide and flat feet, because it does take a little bit of time to break in. The arch area can dig up a little bit, but I've felt like in my experience breaking it in a bit makes it feel a little bit better, and I have gone up half a size in an 8 before. I just feel like the length is a little bit too long. But if you do prefer like loose fits, you could go up half size because there is quite a bit of padding inside the shoe. Like I mentioned before, this inner booty that is not like removable, so it is offering some extra padding inside the shoe itself. Now, in terms of overall comfort, it is an old shoe, came out in the early 90s. It is heavy, it is kind of brickish, feels pretty flat to the ground, but if you're used to like an old Jordan Retro, this shouldn't be too surprising. It doesn't like break your feet or anything, but compared to like modern day shoes, yeah, it definitely suffers. And that brings the total sole score of the Jordan 8 Chrome to 31 out of 40, a pretty high score compared to other general releases. Now first, it is colorway. I'm a black sneaker lover, so this is just right up my alley. I reserve 10s for like absolutely delicious Michelin star rated bonkers shoes and colorways, but this is just that one tier below. I really love how this shoe looks. And in terms of the materials, nothing too great here. The cuts of nubuck are pretty thin, definitely nothing to get too excited about. And in terms of the comfort, the 8s are decently comfortable. It is still pretty heavy. If you're not used to wearing an old Jordan or Nike shoe, you better set your expectations lower. But if you are, I think this is kind of average to good in terms of Jordans from 1 to 14. And in terms of the versatility, I think the 8s, obviously in terms of the shape, super retro, kind of hard to wear. I'm not talking about like sneakerheads who love Jordans. I'm talking about to a general audience. The versatility of this shoe, admittedly, objectively, is not great. Wearability of the colorway though, is really good. All black shoes obviously aren't as wearable as majority white sneakers, but there's nothing here that pops and stands out too much. I think this is a sleek colorway. Just on this shoe, this very retro, like different looking shoe doesn't make it like a super versatile shoe. The Jordan 5 will probably always remain my favorite sneaker of all time. Right after that, just in terms of Jordans, I've always had it like Jordan 1 or Jordan 4, kind of switches depending on my mood. And the Jordan 8, when I was growing up, was like way down the line. It wasn't even considered. But recently, it is definitely crawling up, and I think it has actually made my top 5 Jordans of all time. And with colorways like this returning, I can no longer deny it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 8 Chrome. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.